All right, friends, it's Timon. We're back with a Blah video, and Jason Blah is going to give us some statistics on homicides in America. Yes, without any proof or providing any proof. So I'm going to give my own, I guess, interjection in this as well. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, I'm going to give you guys some statistics here because this is what is trackable through all the data we have available.
He's going to give us statistics, but he won't show us any. Okay.
You know, everyone always talks about how high our murder rate is in the U.S., and they blame it on our firearms and everything else, but the reality...
How high the murder rate in the U.S., and they blame it on the firearms. Okay. And it takes a person to pull the trigger, so I don't know how it could be blamed on firearms, but okay.
Reality is, one tiny demographic commits 55% of all murders in the United States,
And you want to know what that so-called demographic is that causes the majority of the homicides in the United States? The police. That's right, the police. They cause the majority of the homicides in America. You would know that because, well, they're not going to advertise it out there because you'd lose confidence in the police, knowing that the majority of the police cause all the homicides in America. Not to mention assaults and homicides are caused by police.
Black males. So we could say that's 13% of the population, or we could say just the males is 7%, 55% of the murder rates.
Males? Yeah, there's a lot of males in the police. There's some females. I think they commit murders as well. These female police officers, yeah.
The remaining 40-something people say, well, you know, that's still pretty high. True, our murder rate gets cut in half, but if you start breaking that down...
How is the murder rate cut in half? They're continuously murdering people in the United States. What are you talking about? And there's different divisions and factions when it comes to the police in the United States.
Even further, because when you're like, well, it says, you know, white people do this, except that includes all Latinos also.
White people do this, that includes Latino. What do you mean white people do this? What about white people? What about Latinos? What about these people? What about them?
When you start breaking that down further, you're left with only around 20% of all homicides of the largest demographic of people in the country are committed by.
No. 80, I'd say about a good 70%, maybe even 80% is committed by the police. The assaults and the murders are committed by the police in the United States. Yeah. It's a known fact, man. You can look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. All right. Blah is going to tell you whatever he wants. The best thing to do is for you to look it up, to try to put the statistics together. The homicide rate caused by the police and the assaults. It's kind of obvious. It's all over the internet, a good majority of it. So what do you think is the rest?
Okay, that starts to become very comparable, only slightly higher than mostly disarmed European countries. Our problem is not the fire.
Disarmed European countries. Well, in Canada, because we live by the border, so I mean, people can, you know, you're not allowed to have firearms up here. You're not allowed to have firearms, but because we live on the border, people get them somehow. They cross over the border.
And you can say that statistic means, or everyone can say, well, that statistic's racist. But you can call statistics racist, but it doesn't change what those statistics are. Can you counter that point that is what the statistic is? All right, I'm going to give...
Can you count that that is the statistic? Yeah, you can. The police cause the majority of the murders and assaults in America. I'll see you in the next one, man. You tell me what you think about that statistic. See you in the next one. Ciao.